Top of the morning to you, laddies. We are the Brothers of Madness, and we're doing something random today.
Pretty much.
Anyway, so we got a computer. That happened. But, I decided to start drawing things, and he put a Slither video up earlier. So, yeah, you probably already noticed that.
Yep.
Anyway, but I mentioned that because now we can play, like, actual games. We got a Steam account thing set up. Basically, if you have any games to suggest to us, preferably not
Expensive games.
go ahead and suggest us in the comments or something. And we can play those, and you can be happy, and we can be happy. But we're still, I don't know if the quality was actually bad on the last video. I didn't think it was quite perfect quality, so we might be looking for new software. We might just be too lazy to do it. I'm gonna figure out editing better because my editing skills are at a minimum currently. Anyway, that'll wrap up that. So in our first video we said that we would do some videos where we're just like randomly talking about random things because randomness.
Yeah.
So what topic do we got today, Henry?
The apocalypse.
Yay. It's always a great subject. Apocalypse. How's the apocalypse gonna start?
So, it's gonna be a zombie apocalypse, I think.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna start when scientists, if they find a cure to a new sickness or a disease, and so people are gonna get the disease and all that, and come running into the hospital to get the treatment and medication. But what's going to happen is the place that they found it, like, has a certain temperature that they couldn't get in their labs to produce the cure. So they just used a different temperature. But the temperature affects the main plant that they have to use for curing the disease. So the plant gets sort of mutated, and they also put it under heat lamps, which isn't good for the plant either. And so people get their medication and makes their brains start to rot, and they start trying to eat other people and don't bathe or keep themselves clean or anything, and their skin starts to rot. And most of them are killed off, but more and more people keep taking the medicine because it hasn't been on the news yet because the government doesn't think it's that big a deal.
Well, zombie apocalypse, not a big deal. It's a zombie apocalypse. I'd like to know about it.
Yeah, well, so they don't tell anyone about it. More and more people keep on taking it, and eventually a whole town turns into these brain-dead humans that start to be called zombies. And they go on from town to town. No matter where you are, there's always zombies.
I see. And is it still, the virus, is it still spreadable? Or is it just by that thing?
The virus is not only spreadable by saliva, but if you're within a certain radius of a zombie for too long, then it's almost these type of fumes that will get to you.
2 years. Okay, well that's creepy. So you can't even lock yourself in your house, because if there's one outside, it's like, well, what do I do now?
How do you think it'll happen?
I don't know. I feel like it's going to be start as a cure to some sickness, and then things go haywire, and people might overdose on it. People might just basically something will like twitch in your mind because of some of the chemicals in there, and it'll be like, let's kill off your brain and make you do things that normal people don't do.
So you're saying it's a drug, basically. They create like a new drug.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you think you're gonna need for your type of zombie apocalypse?
Weapons.
Just
all
anything.
The weapons. You're gonna probably need some anti-zombie medicine.
What's that gonna be?
Tylenol and ibuprofen.
What's that gonna be? Painkillers. What's the most effective weapon? Just the biggest? Or would you need a fast-firing weapon? Do they run?
Dude, I think that some people will make the argument that, like, since zombies, their brain shuts off, they have full capability of using all their muscles, and that's how they can use their jaws to tear through flesh.
It can go so fast.
But no, because I feel like their muscles are also rotting.
I mean,
that's the reason they can't raise from the dead, because their muscles are already rotting, and their jaw, unless they get a fairly young fellow to bite at somebody else who's still alive, and they actually get through it, then I don't think that zombies can actually be things that have raised from the dead. So they can't be fast if they're already dead. However, if it was just a virus that went around somehow... No, I've got it. I've figured out how the apocalypse is going to start. So there's going to be another virus. You open an email, and it'll say, like, click on this or whatever. And you click on it, and then it puts a virus in your computer, and you can't use it anymore. Or like a pop-up ad, and you click on it, and then it like shuts down.
I hate that.
Anyway, so one of those is gonna come up. Only it's gonna like take you to a different thing where it flashes some stuff real quick as it's loading to that.
But it's like a mind control.
Yeah, it actually flashes things into your mind that basically wipe you of all knowledge.
How do you think it's going to end, the zombie apocalypse?
Oh, well, we're going to find a cure, but it's not going to go around fast enough, and everybody's going to end up dying.
Will there be any, like, survivors with the cure who end up killing the zombies, or, like, being able to live with them, or just will everyone be wiped out?
This is related to your question. How do zombies know to go after humans and not just accidentally go after other zombies?
I think it'll just be, like, instinctual. Like, their main source of food, they'll just think is brain.
Say if the zombie people were still alive, then that would mean that they still had their senses, so they would be able to perfectly know who to go after and who doesn't really matter.
What do you mean by who to go after?
You go after the humans.
Oh, I thought you meant, like, smarter versus dumber people.
The smarter people have tastier brains. The dumb people are chewy.
Chewy.
What? I don't like chewy things. Like, candy is good, but, like, chewy meat...
You don't like red meat?
Like, chewy meat is... bleh.
Steaks and stuff?
Yeah, like, I don't like meat because it takes too long to chew. And I have better things to do. If I could just put all my if I could put all my food through a blender, all my food through a blender, then that would be great. Like, then I would probably enjoy steak, but I don't want to do that because it'll probably end up tasting bad.
You would have to have a liquid. It would be like steak and milk.
Ew.
Yeah.
Steak and, like, steak grease.
That's disgusting.
I need to fix the mustache.
I hate chewing gummy bears.
Why?
I like
Gummy bears are great.
I like to give a better example. Pretzels. If you're chewing,
Crunch
you
pretzels.
swallow it. If you're crunching on a pretzel, nom nom nom, you swallow it. And then you feel something on your teeth. You rub your tongue against your tooth. What is that? But oh no, it's mushed up pretzel. And you can't do anything about it.
A toothpick, Henry. You get a toothpick.
What if you're too lazy?
You get a knife.
What if... What if you think that's way too dangerous?
Man up. Or woman up. I'm not sexist. You're in public and you just flip a knife out and just... Sir, what are you doing? My tongue gets in the way when I talk, so I decided to cut it out.
Whenever I try to talk, my tongue is just like there in my mouth, holding me back.
So I cut it out. But, sir, if you don't have a tongue, you can't talk. Ah, well, if you put it that way.
No, but in torture methods with cutting tongues, they pull your tongue out as far as they can and either rip it off, or once they pull it out as far as they can, they go as deep down as they can to cut it off, so that, like, you have no chance of talking.
How do you hold a tongue? Yeah, that would be horrible.
Yeah.
I like my tongue. I can touch my chin, that's what I said.
Can you touch your nose?
No, I can't, actually.
I can't.
It doesn't flex that way. I got spit on my chin. Yeah, I'd like to keep my tongue. I can do a lot of things with it.
Yeah, but it was torture.
Yeah, I'd ask them to take my toes first.
But you need your toes to walk.
Or I could just walk on my heel.
You need them for balance. Like they.
Unless you're a boss, I don't think you need toes. Because
you kind of do, especially when you're a baby and you're learning to walk.
Yeah, but you don't cut off a baby's toes. That's just mean.
Have you seen babies without toes?
Have you seen babies without toes?
Yes.
It's weird, Henry. What do you look up?
Baby with no toes tries to walk.
They want everything to be about themselves. And they want to be better than anybody ever was.
I don't know. It's a form of torture, though, to put someone in a completely white room, gives them white clothes, only feed them white rice on a white paper plate with a white plastic fork.
And a white knife, and that way they cut themselves and then paint the walls.
Just a fork.
They just wanted the walls right.
But you eventually start to hallucinate and go crazy.
I would sign up for that.
On to a happier subject.
Actually, no. What do you think is the, well, I almost said funnest. Most brutal way to torture?
Slowly cutting someone with a rusty knife in a bunch of different areas. So, but areas that they don't die at. So, across the arms, that would hurt.
Now, picture this. You're tied to a chair. Somebody beats you to death with a sack of nickels. You got, your head metal bar on the world's most comfortable chair. But your head is, only you're strapped down with metal,
Why does
clamps.
it actually be comfortable?
Just to add to irony, I guess. How many nickels do you have?
You would obviously get nickels from banks and stuff.
I'll take $5,000 worth of nickels and pennies, thank you.
Did you know it costs more money to make a penny than what a penny actually costs?
Yeah, it would make sense.
And that people are voting to get rid of pennies.
Yeah, well, people are probably also voting to get a $12 bill, and are we getting that anytime soon?
No.
Hopefully not.
But I mean, getting rid of pennies would make no sense, because, things that are, $7.29. How are you gonna get there?
Man, you just can't get change back, can you?
Give us the money. You don't get change.
But I should have a penny.
Also, who's going on the $20 bill?
I don't know, some lady. Basically, a 20 is a 20 to me, and I'm gonna use it. Whether it's for buying things or for toilet paper, I'm gonna use it.
There's a person I know that's related to Samuel L. Jackson. He's the guy on the $20 bill, right? Who's Samuel Jackson then? It's so funny.
Sam Jax. You should know him as Nick Fury.
That's Nick Fury.
He's also Mace Windu or something.
Oh, you're right. He's in the Avengers.
He's in not President.
The president on the $20 bill. And it's Andrew Jackson.
Yeah, but Sam is black.
Andrew is president.
Anyway, the apocalypse is gonna end with Nick Fury killing
Samuel
everything.
L. Jackson or Nick Fury?
It's gonna be the white Nick Fury. So it's
Yeah.
It gives me a thing to do, and it gives you a thing to do,
Yeah.
and it gives me a thing to eat.
You're gonna eat your words when you're wrong and I'm right.
Okay, I tell you what. When the zombie apocalypse happens, let me know if you're right. No, that's what will make deals. If the zombie apocalypse happens in our lifetime, if I'm right, then I sacrifice you to the zombies, and if you're right, you sacrifice me to the zombies. Actually, how the zombie apocalypse started was that schools just got that boring and taught you that much useless stuff that your brain kind of just fried down because you weren't having any fun at all. Great! I guess that wraps up the zombie apocalypse for now. I need to fix his entire face.
Too dark.
No, it's just too... Ugh. Lastly, we would greatly appreciate it if you guys would help us to get out into the world of YouTube. We will be doing more gaming and more drawing stuff just whenever we start having enough time. And thank you for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe.